unsubscribe from my email list. Hey, what's going on, guys? Jeff COGA here, and I'm headed to the office, and I figured I hit the record button and talk about something called winning the Ovarian lottery. This concept has, again, I want to talk about something that I'm observing a lot in the quote-unquote business space, as well as what I'm observing on the internet and what I hear people saying. Comment I saw in my news feed from a friend of my wife. I eat to cheer myself up. What do you do? I believe that was the comment. And I went on there, and in my mind, right, sometimes I just like text, and I should probably reread what I actually type, because I don't have the best grammar or the best spelling. So a certain word and then the not using the right punctuation, right, like a comma there, or maybe getting the word backwards, right, then it doesn't come off right. I got a call. I think my wife called me. She goes, what the heck are you saying? He's all like, you can't be posting that kind of stuff. Yeah, you don't know what she's going through. And I was like, what are you talking about? What are you trying to say? And I didn't even know what the heck she was talking about. And it just dawned on me it was because of the comment I made. And the comment in my mind that I was actually trying to respond to on when it says, hey, I eat to make myself happy. What do you do, right? I said, I tell myself I'm lucky I'm not dead yet. Right? And that in my brain, that's what I said, okay? In my brain, that's what I thought I said to myself. Hey, I'm lucky that I'm not dead yet. But it came out, and I didn't read it. I think my wife went in and like deleted the comment or changed it, I think. But she was just like, yeah, you can't be saying that her, I think she said was it her mom or dad or someone passed away recently, and her aunt or someone's passed away or something like that too. And I was just like, oh, okay. But for me, it's not really a big deal. Well, for me, I do that. Like, I wake up in the morning, I literally like slap my chest. Like, you know, my wife sees it and she thinks I'm crazy. But I've been doing that for years. I wake up and it's like one of those things that I go, boom! Like, I'm ready to go serve the world. I'm ready to go serve the world, you know. And I go out, and that's what I do. So why is this important, and how is this crazy comment about leaving a comment that basically is said, because of the comment, I think it came out saying like, hey, you're lucky you're not dead or something like that. I think that's what it came out. But the point I was trying to make was like, really, hey, you know what? I feel lucky that I'm not dead yet, you know, to make myself happy, right? So what do I mean by the Ovarian lottery, right? So going back to that, again, it's not a concept I came up with, but if you actually pay attention to so-called business experts, right? I call him the new age guru that's coming up, right? And I always say, hey, there's no such thing as new ideas. And the smart new age gurus, what they do is they take ideas from masterful people, right? People that are a lot smarter, and then a lot bigger, and then they'll put a little own twist on it. All right? Same thing in marketing, same thing in business models, right? Think about that for a second, okay? A lot of there's really is, in the world that we live in, there's absolutely no, in my opinion, there's nothing that man has not thought about. All right, and I had a conversation about this, like when the Apple the Apple Watch came out, right? And I was talking to a friend about this, and I was saying, look, man, you know what's funny? I was like, someone already came up with this. It's just technology finally caught up to it. Look at, and he's like, I know, right? And then he was just like, yeah, I remember growing up watching Dick Tracy. Okay, where he's talking to like, you know, to the headquarters through the watch, and a little screen pops up, right? It happens to be, instead of screen popping up, it's right on the watch, right? So we're having this conversation about technology and how, you know, there's no such thing as new ideas. It has already happened, and the only difference is technology is finally catching up, right? Same thing as like, even like, let's use like Elon Musk and the Hyperloop, okay? I guarantee you, someone in the sci-fi, like, I'm not like, I don't read comics or anything. I guarantee you, if you read some books, some author, some person, someone came up with a hyperloop on, like, someone going shooting through a tube and then getting places somewhere fast, right? So again, there's no such thing as new idea. And so when you listen to a lot of like the personal development, when you listen to marketers, when you listen to entrepreneurs, just know and try to figure out who they actually learn from. That's my recommendation to you. Okay, and because if you can understand who they learned from, you'll learn a lot more. Like for example, before I became kind of like falling in love with what Tony Robbins talks about, right? I was already listening to Jim Rohn. I don't know if you know who that person is. He's not the football player guy, but it was actually Tony Robbins' mentor. So a lot of the concept that Tony talks about, he got it from Jim, and then also all kinds of different people, and then now he put his little spin to it, right? But understand that. So where does the concept winning the Ovarian lottery come from? Well, it comes from Warren Buffett. He said this for many years from a book I read years ago, and he says, look, if you were born in the United States, and he uses himself as an example. He says, I won the Ovarian lottery. And then he explains it by saying, yeah, first off, I was born a male, right? So he's really, really like, hey, he knows himself, pragmatic, and he knows himself. He says, yeah, I was born a male, and I think he was born in what, 1940s, right? I believe 1940s. So he says, I was born a male, and he says, I was born a white male, of all things. And then he says, I was born in the United States. He's all like, I won the lottery. So right there, I was already lucky to begin with. And now I'm even more lucky because I get to do what I love to make a living. All right? And so that concept of being lucky, being born in this country, is something that I think a lot of us take for granted. If you can think on your own, you got left, you got hands, you got feet, you got legs, right, man? You won the Ovarian lottery, man. Come on. Right? What do you got to complain about? There really isn't. You shouldn't have anything to complain about. And the craziest part about complaining, even if you do complain, no one is actually listening. It's something my friend of mine said. His name's William, and we were talking about, and we have these like weird conversations about life, philosophy. And he said, and there's one thing I still remember. He says, when I was young, right? And I think he heard it from someone else too. He says, when I was young, I used to worry about what other people used to always think about me. And when I became a middle-aged man, I stopped caring about what other people was thinking about me. And then when I became an old man, I realized that no one was actually thinking about me at all. Think about that. And as you hear that, for me, I'm just like, yeah, it is true. It's the same concept of like email marketing. I know I'm tying it into a marketing thing because obviously I'm a marketing guy, right? But it's so true, right? Like as your email list starts growing, right? I run into it, and when it starts growing bigger and bigger, right? It becomes a little bit easier. But when you're first growing your database, right? And you have your first 50, you got your 100, 25, or whatever it is, right? And you send out an email. Okay, and you send it out an email blaster, right, where people can unsubscribe, right, because of the Can Spam Act or whatever, right? People can unsubscribe, right? And you send it out, and then when people unsubscribe, man, psychologically, you're like, oh my gosh, these people don't like me, oh no! Like I used to feel that all the time. I'd be like, oh my god, these people unsubscribe from my email list. But the reality of it is that just email and hit the list, man, because as the old man, right? Again, when you're young, you think you're worried about what people will think about you, and then you became a middle-aged man, and then you stop worrying about what people think about you. But as you become an old man, you realize that no one is actually thinking about you at all. So, do your thing, right? That's all I got for you. I gotta go into the office, man. It's already 8:30 here, so take care. Love y'all. I'll be streaming live again. Bye-bye.